Good evening, USFFL, and happy Thursday night to you. We've got Thursday night football on tonight, Patriots, Jets. I'll be watching that later on delay so that I can bring you a USFFL doubleheader broadcast tonight. We have a couple of division battles for you, one in each conference. We will begin with a game already underway just a couple minutes ago. Falcons 2-7 at the 8-1 Saints, one of the teams atop the NFC conference. We were also going to, 30 minutes later, see a kickoff of an AFC divisional tilt as we get the Cincinnati Bengals, who are now 5-4, traveling to take on the 3-6 Baltimore Ravens. It is doubleheader night in the USFFL. We're bringing it to you right now. All right, everybody, let's get you set for the broadcast here. Let's get me off the screen and start setting up for the game if we can. Bear with me here. We'll begin with action from the NFC South. And you are looking live at the New Orleans Superdome, where the Saints, 8-1, one of the surprise leaders in the NFC, are hosting the 2-7 Falcons. Saints with the ball at their own 20, and here's a handoff to Kamara, and he's got good space and gets into the secondary for a pickup of 16, going off tackle left side. And the Saints will be out to the 37-yard line. Saints had the first possession of the game, and they went a couple of first downs and then fumbled the ball over to the Falcons. Falcons went 3 plays, got to the New Orleans 20, but went for it on fourth down, turning it over on downs. Saints' second possession is what we're at right now. Here's a short pass incomplete from Derek Carr. And it looks like we have an injury to Foster Moreau, tight end. Second and 10. Moreau of the Saints is a blocking back with a 3-block rating. That could be important in a star situation. We'll look into that. Here's a short pass. That's going to be good. Caught for the Saints. An 11-yard hookup. Derek Carr to Rashid Shaheed. And the Saints are now 1st and 10 at their own 48. That injury to Foster Moreau will keep him out for the remainder of this game. Saints are also missing receiver Marquez Valdez-Scantling for an extended period of time. Receiver Cedric Wilson is also out for this game, as is Kendre Miller. Miller's a backup halfback. For the Falcons, they're without Kaderil Hodge and Matthew Bergeron. Bergeron is their starting left guard. 5'5" is his block rating. Kaderil Hodge is a backup receiver. Coaches are taking a second here. 1st and 10, Saints, they're at their own 48. Saints are coached by Dan Sir, who once had an undefeated season in this league about 4 or 5 years ago. Good coach, obviously. Falcons are coached by Zach Kaplan. Here's a first down pass, back to pass, looking short, forced to dump it off as Derek Carr. We're in the flat now, and that's going to be caught. Jawan Johnson, tight end, good yardage. First down across midfield and all the way down to the 29 of Atlanta. 23-yard pickup from the zero-man column. And the Saints are 1st and 10 now at the Atlanta 29. From right there, the Saints' Blake Groupie can hit a field goal on a 2-9 and 12. Off tackle, Kamara, snake eyes, and here comes another short gain. Into the red zone he goes, Kamara. Good for 16 on that one. Couple of good runs for Kamara on this drive. 3 rushes, 40 yards overall. And it's 1st and 10 at the Atlanta 13-yard line. And you'll bear with me a second while I double check, because I am not seeing the game showing yet. What am I missing? I know I added it. What am I missing? I added it. There we go. Okay. What am I missing? Sorry about that, but it looks like we're good now. Turn my volume down over here on the secondary. Here's an off tackle, Taysom Hill, and Taysom Hill picks up a short gain on the Falcons guard, and that's going to be a touchdown run for the tough Taysom Hill. Saints draw first blood about halfway through the first quarter. Taysom Hill had a 23-yard touchdown run. Extra point was good from Blake Groupie, and the Saints are up 7-0. Falcons take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 28. They'll begin with a pitch out. Bijan Robinson, and that's going to be good for 7 yards. Offensive right guard Chris Lindstrom sprung it with a good block. 2nd and 3. Now a 2 tight end set. And here's another pitch out to Robinson. Right back to the defensive card, and he gets the corner. Around the edge he goes and up the left sideline. It's going to be good for 16 yards and a 1st down. So Robinson moves the sticks. We're now in New Orleans territory at the 49-yard line. Falcons 2-7, coming off a big win, though. Upset last week, 42-39 over the Dallas Cowboys. Here's an inside run. Bijan Robinson, and he muscles ahead for 6. 6 on the white die. Beat the defensive left tackle, Brian Brees. 2nd and 4. Now back to pass, looking short and incomplete, trying to hit his tight end. Kirk Cousins couldn't hook up with Kyle Pitts, and we've got a 3rd down and 4. We're at the New Orleans 43. Field goal range for Younghoe Koo of the Falcons goes out to the 41-yard line at a 2-7. So we're close to that range. Back to pass is Cousins on 3rd and 4. Looks short, avoids the blitz, throws. Drake London, no good, incomplete. And it's 4th and 4 at the 43. So, yep, needing 2+2 on the variable. He's going to go for it. So the Falcons with an early 4th down attempt. They've already turned it over on downs on another drive here in the first quarter. 4th and 4, flat pass, 2-men in zone, but it goes to the quarterback card. Good break, and that's going to be caught. Kyle Pitts has it. And that's a 1st down, pickup of 11 yards. Kyle Pitts doesn't have a good yak rating, but he got a decent roll there and managed to convert a big 4th and 4. 1st and 10 at the New Orleans 33 for the Falcons. Cousins back to pass, looking short, and he's going to get some pressure, forced to dump it off in the flat now. Ray McLeod, and McLeod, no good, can't catch it. McLeod failed to find it on his flat pass right column. It's 2nd and 10. And Kirk Cousins has began the game 2-for-6. Back to pass on 2nd and 10. Looks short, and he hits his tailback. Nice catch there, Bijan Robinson, and it's good for 11. And a 1st down, that one on the defensive card. Falcons now with a new set of downs from the 22-yard line. Ninth play of the drive coming up. Blocking back set for the Falcons. It's Bijan Robinson out now in favor of Tyler Algier. I stand corrected. We've got Bijan Robinson in as the fullback, which I believe he is carded as such. We'll double check that. He's carded as a halfback. Oh, yeah, he can because of his blocking ability. That's right. We did find that out in a prior game. After a quick verification on the rules there, we've got a 2nd and 10 at the 22 of New Orleans. It's Algier as the tailback. Cousins back to pass. Looks short again, trying to hit his tight end. No good. Pitts couldn't get it. Found nothing on the 4-man column defensively of the Saints, and it's going to be 3rd and 10. Speaking of the Saints defense, they're rated average against the pass and rated poor against the runs. Safety up close now for the Saints, showing blitz. That's Tyrann Mathieu. 3 wide receivers split out here. For the Falcons, lone tailback is Robinson. And on 3rd and 10, it's a handoff. Off tackle draw, Robinson gets his card, but good for only 4 yards. And it's going to be 4th and 6 at the 18. From right there, that field goal attempt would be 2-8, 11 and 12. And he's going to put it up, and it's good. Young Wei Koo comes through. That field goal makes the score 7-3. Saints are in front. 2:24 remains here in the first quarter. Touchback on the ensuing kickoff, and the Saints begin again from their own 30. Blocking back formation. Falcon safety, Justin Simmons up close. He shows blitz out of a 3-4. The defense guesses run. It is off tackle. Kamara, and he got 2 yards on the run. Kamara on his own card, double sixes, could have been a plus 24. But a nice call there from Coach Kaplan to hold him to just 2-yard gain at 2nd and 8. Blocking back set again, this time out of the shotgun. Defense looks past, but it's draw. Kamara. And we have a penalty. Dead ball foul against the Saints. Back him up. 2nd and 13. Saints from their 27. Carr back to pass. Looks short, and he's got his tight end, Juwan Johnson. He is tackled short of the first down. Pick up a 10. And it's 3rd down and 3. For the Saints from their own 37. They'll stay in that blocking back set. Taysom Hill is in front of Alvin Kamara. Neither team has converted a 3rd down yet. Here's a 3rd and 3 screen. Kamara's got it. Good yardage. Breaks a tackle, and he picks up 8. Out to the 45-yard line. 3rd catch of the first half for Kamara. And a new set of downs. Carr back to pass. Looking short. This one goes to Hill, and Taysom Hill's got a 1st down catch. Pick up a 12 on the play. Brought down by Lorenzo Carter. Saints now in Atlanta territory at the 43. Carr 7 of 9 for 85 yards to start the game. Here comes a 1st down pitch out. Kamara around the right side, and he's going to get a good gain, get 6 yards. Before he's pushed out of bounds by Nate Landman. 2nd and 4. Jordan Mims now the tailback for the Saints. Dangerous deep threats. Split out. Rashid Shaheed and Chris Olave. Back to pass. Carr. Little pressure. Forced to run. Scrambles around the right side. And he runs up and dives just at the marker. They're going to give him the first down. Gain of 6 on the play for Carr on that forced scramble. That's the end of the first quarter in New Orleans. Saints are up at home 7-3, but the Falcons, well, I would say the Saints actually are driving. Here's a short pass, and let's see, that's going to be offsetting penalties, so a couple of flags are going to rule out the pass we just had. It's still 1st and 10 at the Atlanta 31. First down run off tackle, and that's going to go to Alvin Kamara inside the 20 and down to the 16. Another great run for Kamara. Picks up 15 on a split roll defensive card. Kamara, 6 rushes, 63 yards already, and the Saints are in the red zone. Safety up close, shows blitz for the Falcons. Back to pass. Looks short. This one goes to the tailback, Jordan Mims, and it's going to be caught. Mims has got a first down inside the 10, but he's going to be fumbling it. And let's see, it's loose inside the 5. Who's got the ball? The Falcons have recovered. Jordan Mims put the ball in the turf. And the Atlanta Falcons take over at their own 7-yard line. Kirk Cousins incomplete on first down. He's now just 3 of 10. Second fumble of the game for the Saints. One by Derek Carr and one just there by Mims. Short pass. Cousins, he's got his tight end. Kyle Pitts has it. Good for 15 as 6 on the white die beats the defender, Will Harris. And the Falcons now, new set of downs at their own 22. Second catch of the game for Kyle Pitts. First down run off tackle, and there's going to be a dead ball foul there. It's against the offense. Now back inside their 20. Falcons 1st and 15 at their 17. 3 wide receivers split out. Nickel defense. And it's a handoff draw, and Bijan's going to muscle ahead, but just 3 yards. Nice play on the tackle there by Demario Davis. Among the top tacklers in this league. 2nd and 12. Here's a pitch out. This goes to Tyler Algier, and he gets around the corner. Good yardage up the left sideline. Out near the 40. Brought down at the 39 by Alontae Taylor, but not before a 19-yard gain there by Algier. Out to the 39. Algier again, another handoff, and he's good for 6 off tackle. A couple of good rushes for Algier. He subs out. John Robinson back in on 2nd and 4. Atlanta now at their 45. Cousins back to pass. Cousins looks short, goes for his tight end, no good, incomplete. However, penalty on the play, and the Saints are flagged for pass interference, and that's going to get the Falcons across midfield, now at the 40-yard line of New Orleans. Back to pass on first down. Cousins looks short, gets his tail back again. Bijan Robinson inside the 30 and tackled at the 28. Third catch of the game for Bijan. Another first down. They're moving well on this drive. It started inside their 5-yard line. 9th play of the drive coming up. Back to pass, looking short. Cousins cannot hook up. There's a penalty. And this one is against the offense. Atlanta is flagged for holding. Saints accept. It's now 1st and 20. Falcons are at the 38-yard line. They'll split out 3 wide receivers. Tailback is Bijan. Saints in a nickel. Here's a draw for Bijan Robinson and nothing doing. Stuffed right away. Brian Brees on the tackle. With 3 wide receivers on the field. A 1 on the white die. Move that to the right column. And that's what stuffed Bijan. 2nd and 20. Here's an inside run draw to him again, and this time Bijan's got good yardage. That's good for 15. And that'll make it a much more manageable 3rd and 5 at the 23. That one had double boxes on a +5 result on the defensive card. So unless my rule understanding and comprehension is wrong, I believe that draw is what got the additional 10 yards. So 3rd and 5 now, blocking back set. Bijan Robinson is the tailback. Darnell Mooney and Drake London split out wide. Falcons still trail 7-3. 9 minutes left, second quarter. Big 3rd down. Back to pass. Looking short, going to his receiver, but he's double teamed. Nice call by the defense. There's a holding call against Atlanta. They'll decline it and make it 4th and 5 at the 23. Falcons are bringing out Younghoe Koo for a 40-yard field goal. There's a little bit of variable risk. It is good on a 2 through 8, 11 and 12. Younghoe Koo hits again his second field goal of the first half, and that cuts the score to 7-6. Saints are on top. And another touchback. New Orleans begins at their own 30, now up by just a single point. Falcons 0 for 4 on 3rd downs now. First down off tackle run, and going to be a dead ball foul, false start. So back them up. 1st and 15 now. Saints stay in their blocking back set. Here comes a screen. Left side, this goes to Kamara, and he is going to be tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Matthew Judon on him quickly for a 1-yard loss, and it's 2nd and 16 for the Saints. And again, a blocking back formation. Here's an inside run draw. This goes to Kamara, and he's ahead for 5. Quite a bit of work left to be done. It's 3rd down and 11. And the Saints, again, on a obvious passing down, will stay in a blocking back set. A couple spectators have joined our broadcast. Or I should say, really, just joined the game. They're not actually joining the broadcast. Back to pass, short, and that's caught, but a little short of the first down. Needed 11, got 10. Jawan Johnson on the catch. It's 4th and 1. Saints are at their own 39-yard line, and they're coming out to go for it. The offense is on the field. Saints up by 1. Big play here in their own territory inside their 40. 3-4 from the Falcons. Safety up close. Simmons is showing blitz. Carr's under center. Let's see what the play call is. Big 4th and 1. It's a sneak. And Carr gets it easily. Caught the defense off guard a little bit. 6-yard pickup on that one. Saints with a clutch conversion there, and it's 1st and 10 at their own 45. Here comes the screen to Kamara, and that's going to be caught. Nice yardage near a first down. Pick up a 9. Got that on the receiver wrong column. As the Falcons were looking run. 2nd and 1. Now in Atlanta territory at the 46. Free safety still shows blitz. The key is on the running back, but it's another screen. Kamara's got it and a first down. 5-yard pickup. Got that on the defensive card. And it's 1st and 10 now at the Atlanta 41. Derek Carr, 12 of 14 for 120 yards here in the first half. Half of those receptions go to Kamara. Back to pass, short. Olave's got this one, his first catch of the game. And Chris Olave is good for 12. Saints now down to the 29-yard line. We're inside of 5 minutes left here in the first half. Saints still up by 1. They stay in their familiar blocking back set. Here comes the 8th play of the drive. Carr back to pass. Looks short. Defenders the result, and that's caught by Rashid Shaheed. That's good for a 15-yard completion. The defense lined up off sides. That's declined by the Saints. And the New Orleans Saints are now in the red zone. 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line of Atlanta. Derek Carr having a very good first half. Off tackle left side, Kamara, and he's going to lose a couple yards. Nice call there, Coach Kaplan, as he brought out the short yardage defense. Second and 12 now. Kamara's out, and Jordan Mims is in his tailback. Off tackle run to Mims, and Jordan Mims gets just 4 yards. Low usage running back containment rule snuffed out half of the available yards there. So 3rd and 8 now at the 12. Still in the blocking back, but now Carr out of the shotgun. He's got Taysom Hill on his left. Alvin Kamara on his right. Falcons drop into a nickel. Free safety stays back in coverage. At the 12-yard line, flat pass is still open. And here's an inside run draw to Kamara, and Kamara pops a short gain. Is there any containment? There is. Containment saved it. Caden Ellis. And instead of a short gain, we have a 4th and 2 at the 6. And that containment is going to force the kicker onto the field. Blake Grupe boots it through from 23 yards. The chippy is good. And the Saints are back in front 10-6. Now a 4-point lead. Ensuing kickoff is out to the 28-yard line from Avery Williams. We're just on the plus side of the 2-minute warning now. Falcons will get 2 minutes plus the 6 seconds. They have 3 timeouts, trail 10-6. They begin from their 28. 3 wide receivers split out for them. Here's an off-tackle draw, and that's going nowhere as Bijan Robinson again got the 1 on the white die that brought that to the right column. That cost him what would have otherwise been a 29-yard gain. The news gets worse. Bijan Robinson was hurt on the play. Let me look into that. Wasn't just a single one, there were triple ones. And Bijan is injured for the first half, so just 2 more minutes as we have reached the 2-minute warning. Algier obviously in at tailback on 2nd and 11. There's a pitch out. Tyler Algier gets his wrong column, but gets nowhere. Hit the 5 on his card. That's never good. Brought down by Carl Granderson. And quickly the Falcons are staring at a 3rd and 11. Saints defense looking to get off the field and give Derek Carr one more shot. Cousins in a shotgun. 3 wide receivers are there. Defense out of the nickel. Back to pass. Cousins looks short. Going to Kyle Pitts, and that's no good, incomplete. Doubled again by Tyrann Mathieu successfully. Great call there by a defensive coach, Dan Sir. That'll force the Falcons to punt from their 27. Bradley Pinion on to punt. 42-yard punt fielded at the 31-yard line by Rashid Shaheed, and he muffs it. It's on the ground. Let's see who's got it. And it is recovered by the Falcons. Their 3rd fumble recovery of the first half. Falcons are winning the turnover battle 3-0. But they still trail 10-6. They have the ball now in a short yardage field, though. Good field position. They begin at the 29 of New Orleans. 1:15 showing on the clock. Off-tackle draw to Tyler Algier, and he's going to lose a couple. Same reason. A 1 on the white die. Took it to the right column. Although he did roll a 5, I guess it wasn't going to be good on the wrong column. Loses a couple, 2nd and 12. Clock still runs down to 45 seconds left before halftime. Both teams, all 3 timeouts left. 2 tight ends set. Defense looks past. It's a pitch out. Algier around the left side. He's going to get toward the boundary, but brought down inbounds. Picked up 7. And it's 3rd and 5. And he's not using his timeouts. The clock goes down to 22 seconds left in the first half. So that's kind of surprising. 3rd and 5 at the New Orleans 24. There's a flat pass, Kyle Pitts. That's good for 4, but not enough. Nice tackle on the play, Willie Gay, and it's 4th and 1 Falcons, and it's decision time. There's only 1 second on the clock, so he's going to kick the field goal. He burned 1 timeout, but he didn't burn them soon enough, and he has to kick the field goal. 2 through 8, 11, and 12, and he boots it through. Younghoe Koo ends the first half with his 3rd field goal, and we go to intermission with the Saints on top, 10-9. Coaches are commenting it was a very fast half. It was indeed. We'll see if they're going to take a break. Looks like they're ready to go, so they're going to be kicking off shortly. Nevertheless, I want to come over here and get... Oh, Bengals and Ravens was canceled for tonight. Was not aware. So this is our only game tonight. It was canceled. All right. So my bad. So we only have 1 game then on the slate tonight, and that's okay. We'll stick with it. We're in the second half now. Saints are up 10-9. First down run off tackle, Bijan Robinson. He's keyed, but still busts through it for a 5-yard gain on the defensive card. It was actually a split roll opportunity for 15. He'll settle for 5. 2nd and 5 at the 35. Here's another run right at the middle, Bijan Robinson. And this time he breaks through, gets past the linebackers into the secondary, and good for 14 yards. Atlanta now out to the 49-yard line on the opening possession of the second half. Back to pass, looking deep. He's looking for Drake London, and that pass is going to be picked off by the Saints. Picked off just inside the 20. Alontae Taylor snags that ball out of the sky. And the first turnover of the game for the Falcons comes on the opening drive of the second half. Saints get the ball back and will begin from their own 24. Derek Carr and the Saints come out in their familiar blocking back set. Here's an inside run draw, and Kamara ahead for 6 yards. That makes it 2nd down and 4. Kamara out. Jordan Mims is in. Here's a screen right side. This is going to Chris Olave. Catch and a good plane. 13 yards on the play. 6 on the wide die. Took us to the 0-man column. And Olave moves the sticks with his second catch. It's 1st and 10. New Orleans at their 43. Kamara back in now. Carr very efficient today. 15 of 17. Carr back to pass. Looks short. He's got Shaheed, and Rashid Shaheed's got a first down across midfield to the Atlanta 46-yard line. His 3rd catch. Carr 16 of 18 on this game. And here's a screen to Kamara. Catch and run, and that's going to be another first down. Gets 10 yards. Falcons have come out guessing run, but the Saints have been passing and moving the ball now at the 36-yard line. So in field goal range now. Here's another screen. This goes to Kamara, and that's going to be a dead ball foul, legal procedure. Back the Saints up 5 yards. So 1st and 15 now. Inside run draw. Kamara gets it, and he gets those 5 yards back. But that'll be all. 2nd and 10. Falcons drop back into a nickel. Here comes a run off tackle, and Kamara again ahead for another 5. So 3rd down and 5 at the 31-yard line of Atlanta. Saints are 1 for 4 in the game on 3rd downs. Carr out of the shotgun. Out of the blocking back set. Hill and Kamara are beside him. Keep your eye on Taysom Hill. But it's an inside run draw. Kamara again, and nothing doing. 4 on the white die, not enough to beat nose tackle Eddie Goldman. And that makes it 4th and 4 from the 30. Saints are up by 1. They're going to take the field goal attempt. 47-yard field goal attempt. 2 through 9 and 12. And that kick is up, and it is good. Blake Groupie nails it. And at the 9-minute mark of the third quarter, the Saints once again extend to a 4-point lead. It's 13-9. Ensuing kickoff brought by Ray McLeod out to the 25-yard line, and that's where Atlanta will begin. Saints already beat the Falcons earlier this season by a 31-23 score, so they're looking to try to garner themselves a sweep this time. Matter of fact, the Saints would improve to 5-0 in the division if they win this game. First and 10, here's a quick out pass. In the flat to Kyle Pitts. He's caught, but he's brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Loses 3 yards. 2nd down and 13. Injury on the play to Jordan Howden of the Saints. Howden is a backup safety. He'll be out for this game and the next. 2nd and 13. Cousins back to pass. Looks short. And no good. Was trying to hit Drake London on that one. London's been shut out so far today. Not a catch yet. 3rd and 13. Atlanta from their 22. Saints drop in the nickel. Bijan Robinson is the tailback. Back to pass. Looking short and no good. Cousins was trying to hit Ray McLeod, which was in itself a good call since the other 2 receivers were doubled. But Cousins couldn't find it on his card. It's 4th down, and they're punting, the Falcons are, from their 22. Decent punt of 52 yards. That's back to the 26. And that should go to Rashid Shaheed. Waiting on that return to pop up. A dangerous returner. 2nd best punt return average in the league at over 16 yards per return. And I'm starting to wonder if we locked up. No, here it comes. And it's a fair catch. So, as a matter of fact, that went to Dante Pettis. So that did not go. They managed to kick that away from Shaheed. That's probably a good idea. He's got a touchdown on a 4. So the Saints take over at their own 26-yard line right now. 1st and 10, halfway through the third quarter. Saints up by 4. Standard blocking back set with Kamara, the tailback. And we have a quarterback change. Although not now. It looks like a notification, but for when the Falcons come back on offense. They've been playing Kirk Cousins to this point. He has just announced to his opponent he plans to put in Penix on his next possession. But for now, we are with the Saints possession. Again, from their 26-yard line. Saints have outgained Atlanta 309-144 in this game. But 3 turnovers have kept it close. Short pass coming here. That's going to be good. Taysom Hill has it, and it's a 10-yard pickup. Move the sticks. 1st and 10 now at the 36-yard line. Here comes a screen. Right side. This goes to Kamara. Nice yak opportunity set up for him there by Carr, but Kamara can do nothing with it. Bad roll for Kamara and his A-rated yak. 2nd down and 8. Here's an off-tackle run. Kamara, nothing doing. Brought down quickly by Caden Ellis. Third tackle of the game from him. Kamara hit that 5 on his run card. Never good. 3rd down and 8. Out of the shotgun now. Carr still in his standard blocking back formation. Here's a button hook, and that's going to be caught. Empty zone. That's the one zone left open by the Falcons. Good call there for a 16-yard pickup. Derek Carr to Alvin Kamara, who now has 9 catches in the game for 70 yards. 1st and 10 across midfield at the Atlanta 46 now. Here comes another flat pass. This goes to Jawan Johnson, and that's going to be no good, incomplete. Johnson couldn't find the yardage on his right column. And Carr has just his 3rd incompletion of the game, 20 for 23, 209 yards. 2nd and 10. Safety up close, shows blitz. Here comes a flat. Right back to Kamara. It's caught. Kamara up near the marker. He's got it out of bounds at the 10-yard gain. Enough for a 1st down on his 10th catch. Saints now operating from the 36-yard line of Atlanta. Field goal would make it a 7-point game. Saints are looking to score a touchdown and make it a 2-score game. Back to pass. Looks short. That one is going to be caught. Taysom Hill, he has it. He's got good space up the sideline. Inside the 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Taysom Hill. Safety blitz was the reason there as we got the crosshairs on the short pass defensive column. Converting that to a long gain, and Carr hits Taysom Hill on a 36-yard touchdown strike. And the Saints do go up by a pair of scores. Extra point is good. And with 3:54 to go in the 3rd quarter, New Orleans extends to a 20-9 lead. Falcons will begin their next drive at their own 28. So they now trail by 11. Tyler Algier begins at the tailback spot with Bijan Robinson in front of him. As we alluded to earlier, Kirk Cousins is out. It's Michael Penix. Back to pass. Penix looks short and no good. Couldn't hit Kyle Pitts. Missed it on his card. 2nd and 10. Here's a pitch out. Tyler Algier, and that's going to be a 4-yard loss. Willie Gay got him behind the line of scrimmage. Credit the defense for calling it correctly as a run. Good call there by Coach Dan Sir. Made that a -4 rather than just a 0. So 3rd and 14. Here's a pitch out. Bijan Robinson, and he's going to get 4 back, but that's all. And it's 4th and 10. The Falcons are going to be forced to punt. Third punt of the game for the Falcons. Bradley Pinion. Nice boot. 61-yard boot. All the way back to the 11-yard line. And it's going to be fair caught right there, Dante Pettis. Of note, the result was a 4 for that fair catch. Had he not kicked it as far, and it was the number 1 returner, I believe Rashid Shaheed takes that to the house. But the Saints begin with poor field position at their own 11. Back to pass. Looks short, but forced to scramble. Carr now running with it, and he's got 5 yards. Was looking for Olave, but too much coverage, and he scrambles for 5. 2nd and 5. Tailback for the Saints is Jordan Mims. Safety up close showing blitz is Justin Simmons for the Falcons. Back to pass, looking short, and it's going to be dead ball foul. Wipe away the play. It's a 5-yard penalty on the offense, so we're back to a 2nd and 10 from the 11-yard line. Here's an inside run draw, Kamara, and he gets decent yardage there. That'll make it a more manageable third down. Got 6 yards. It's 3rd and 4. Here comes a flat pass right side, and that's going to be a yak opportunity for Rashid Shaheed, and he's got it for a first down. Pick up a 12 yards on the play, most of that from Shaheed, despite his C-rated yak. So that'll get us a new set of downs. 1st and 10, Saints from their 29-yard line. We're inside the final minute of the 3rd quarter in this game. Quick look at the standings while we wait here. The Bears won this week. That improved their record to 8-1. Chiefs won. They went to 8-1. We have plenty of other 8-1 teams, but if the Saints win tonight, they become the first 9-win team in the USFFL this year at 9-1. And this is a team that is carded at, I believe, 5-11. So good work this year by Dan Sir being done. Again, 1st and 10 from the 29. And it's an off-tackle run. Kamara goes to the defensive card and springs himself a good roll there. Short gain, Kamara. And he is out across the 40 to the 43 after a 14-yard pickup, as Kamara is now over 100 yards in the game. 16 rushes, 109, and a 6.8 average. Now from the 43, back to pass, and it's going to be an illegal procedure, dead ball foul. Saints now at 1st and 15. Back to pass on 1st down. Looks short. Forced to dump it off. Too much pressure. We're in the flat now to Taysom Hill. And Hill has a yak opportunity set up for him. Hill, that's not his strength, and he's going to lose 3 yards. Actually, that was converted to incomplete as a look-in pass. So 2nd down and 15. Here comes an off tackle, and Kamara is ahead for 6 yards. Beat the nose tackle with a 6 on the white die, and it's 3rd down and 9. As we are now into the 4th quarter, Saints are still up by 11, 20-9. And they face a 3rd and 9 here from their 44. Out of the shotgun, Carr back to pass. Looks short. Olave can't get it. Carr missed it on his card. 4th down, and the Saints will punt. First punt of the game, I think, for New Orleans. And indeed it is. Matthew Hayball has a 43-yard punt. Fair caught at the 13 by the Falcons and Avery Williams. So 13:48 left in this game. Falcons trail by 11. They'll begin from their own 13-yard line. And they come out with 3 wide receivers. Not sure if I'd do that, as that I think you need Bijan Robinson running to get back in this game. Here's an off-tackle run. Bijan Robinson to the defensive card we go, and he's got 5, 2nd and 5. I only say that because when you're in the 3 wide receiver set, you want it on Bijan's card. But if you roll that 1 on his card, it converts to the right column. Still 3 receivers out there now. Here's an inside run draw, and that's going to be a head for 8 yards and a 1st down. Double 6s for Bijan Robinson. Makes you wonder what that result might have been on off tackle or in run. 1st and 10 now. Falcons at their 26. And Bijan Robinson again for 7 yards. 15 carries, 85 for him. He's running out of that 3 wide receiver formation. And again he goes off tackle. 4th straight run to Bijan Robinson. And this one's good for 4. And another 1st down out to the 37. Three wide receivers again in formation here. And on first down, Saints are in a nickel. And here comes the pitch out. Bijan Robinson around the edge, defensive card. And he's going to lose a yard, but personal foul against the defense. And that'll move the penalty yardage across midfield. Falcons, just like that, are 1st and 10 at the New Orleans 49-yard line. Three wide receivers on the field. Back to pass this time. Penix looks short. This goes, and no good, incomplete. Tried to hit Kyle Pitts. Receiver result, Pitts couldn't find it in his right column. It's 2nd and 10. Tailback is now Tyler Algier out of the base blocking back set. Saints show a 4-3. Back to pass. Penix looks short. Going to the tailback, Robinson. Defenders the result. Robinson with a catch. First down yardage. Pick up a 15 for Bijan. To the New Orleans 34. First completion of the game for Michael Penix. He's 1 for 3. And he's got the Falcons in field goal range. Back to pass again. Penix. Penix looks short. Going to his tight end. Pitts has got it. First down and brought down at the 20-yard line by Will Harris. His 4th tackle of the game. 1st and 10 now. Falcons from the 20-yard line. Penix back to pass. Again, short and no good. Drake London, once again, couldn't make the catch. Still being shut out on the day. Penix couldn't find that on his right column. 2nd and 10. Bijan Robinson back in the game. 3 wide receivers, 2 running backs. Back to pass. He looks short, and he's going to be forced to dump it off. We're in the flat now. This goes to Darnell Mooney. He's got the catch and good yardage. A pick up a 9. And so that makes it 3rd and 1 at the New Orleans 11. 9 minutes left in this game. Falcons in the red zone. Trail by 11 points. Flat pass, Drake London, and a yak opportunity for him. And Drake London has his first catch of the game, but he loses a yard on the catch. And it's 4th and 2. Trailing by 11. A field goal would get it to a 1-score game, but he's so close. They're going to go for it. 4th and 2. Falcons out of 3 wide receiver set. Here's a look-in pass. 2 men in zone. Incomplete. And the coach of the Saints doubles up in that look-in zone, and that's the difference. Forces the incompletion and a turnover on downs, and the Saints take over. From their 12, here's a run up the middle by Kamara, and he's stuffed quickly. Nothing doing. 2nd and 10. Fourth down conversion failed there. At a critical juncture for the Falcons. Here's a screen. This goes to Kamara. He's doubled and incomplete. Nice call there. Back-to-back nice calls, as a matter of fact, by defensive coach for the Falcons, Zach Kaplan. 3rd and 10. Let's see if he can capitalize on those back-to-back good calls by getting that defense off the field here. Carr out of the shotgun in the blocking back set, but he's going to hand it off. Inside run draw, Kamara, and he's ahead for 6. Not enough. 4th and 4, and the Saints will punt from their 18. Just under 7 minutes remain. 6:54 on the clock. Good punt. 53 yards all the way back to the 29-yard line. And a decent return there, 7 yards. Falcons begin from their own 36. They trail by 11. 6:36 to go in the game. Tailback is Tyler Algier. 3 wide receivers. Back to pass Penix. Short, and that's no good. There is a penalty, and it's intentional grounding against Penix. Wow. Rough call. 2nd and 20. Lose the down and the yardage. 2nd and 20, Falcons at their 26. And I think you got to go short here now. Tyler Algier stays in the game. We've got 4 wide receivers now on the field. No tight end. And it's an off-tackle draw. Tyler Algier to the defensive card. He gets 5 yards. But there's a penalty against the defense. They were offside, so they'll forego that 5-yard run, take the 5-yard penalty, pocket that extra down. It's 2nd and 15. Defense looks past. It's draw off tackle. Bijan Robinson. Bijan beats a linebacker, and he's into the secondary. Good pickup. Not enough for a first down. Comes up just a bit short after 13 yards. It's 3rd and 2, Falcons at the 44. Bijan Robinson over 100 yards now. Here's a draw to him, and it's going to be a penalty against the offense that wipes it away. So that 3rd and 2 is now a 3rd and 7. That's a big penalty. 3 wide receivers. They're out of the shotgun. B.J. Robinson is beside Michael Penix. I would look for that draw, maybe. Linebacker draw on 3rd and 7. Defense is in a nickel. I just have a feeling he might run Bijan here. He does not. Back to pass out of the shotgun. Short. He can't get that pass off. He's going to run with it. And he's going to get 6 yards. Not quite enough. Penix comes up a yard short. Falcons are 4th and 1 at their own 45. 4:48 left on the clock. They got to go for it, down by 11. Blocking back set. Bijan Robinson, the tailback. Saints show a 4-3. Here's an inside run, Bijan Robinson. They were looking pass to the defensive card, and Robinson makes it easily with a 5-yard pickup. That'll move the sticks. 1st and 10 now, right at the 50 on midfield. Clock continues to wind. 4:12 remaining. Falcons need to keep in mind they need 2 scores. Back to pass. Penix looking short. Too much pressure. Forced to dump it off. Now we're in the flat to Bijan Robinson. That could be good news if he gets yak, but instead he gets the short gain on the quarterback card. And Penix with a good hook up to Bijan all the way down to the 30-yard line after a 20-yard short gain roll from the tailback. B.J. Robinson, 5 catches for 62 yards in the game, plus 100 yards rushing. 1st and 10 at the New Orleans 30. Flat pass by Penix. This goes to Kyle Pitts. No good, incomplete. Pitts couldn't find that on his right column, and it's 2nd and 10. Clock down to 3:18. Atlanta still with 3 timeouts left. But again, he needs 2 scores. 3 wide receivers split out here. Defense in the nickel. Here's a quick out. Goes to Kyle Pitts in the flat. Nothing doing there as Penix can't find it on his card. He's not the best flat passer, that's for sure. Cousins would be better for that one. It's 3rd and 10 at the 30. From right here, Younghoe Koo would be looking at a 2-7 field goal. Back to pass. Penix looking at Drake London. Fires it off to him, and London has it. And a nice catch, 13 yards and a 1st down. London with his first catch of positive yards in this game. Move the sticks. Now into the red zone. 1st and 10 at the New Orleans 17. Clock continues to run. Now down at 2:24 remaining. Falcons have 3 wide receivers on the field. Ray McLeod is in the slot. Saints showing a nickel defense here. And Penix back to pass. Penix looking short again. Gets rid of it, going again to Drake London, and another catch. Drake London, 1st and goal, all the way down to the 3-yard line as we reach the 2-minute warning here in New Orleans. Saints are up 20-9 at the 2-minute warning, but the Falcons are on the doorstep now. 1st and goal at the 3-yard line. 3 wide receivers on the field. Still surprised to see that 3 wide receiver formation, especially in 1st and goal at the 3. Nickel blitz shown here from the Saints. Penix back to pass. Looks short, and that's going to be caught. Ray McLeod, touchdown. Got the crosshairs on that safety blitz on the short pass column, and it's a short touchdown pass for Penix. That makes it 20-15. They're probably going to go for 2 to try to make it a field goal game. Falcons need this. 2-point conversion. Saints crash run. Back to pass. Penix to the end zone. No good. Tried to hit his tailback. Couldn't get it, and it remains a 5-point game. Saints are up 20-15. Here comes the onside kick. It's no good, but there is a face mask on Atlanta. Wow. So the Saints get the ball on that onside kick, and worse yet, a face mask brings them all the way to the Atlanta 34-yard line, so they're already in field goal range. But if the Falcons could hold them to a field goal, making an 8-point game maybe, off tackle, Kamara, And Kamara on the defensive card. Big run as he pops a short gain and gets all the way down into the red zone at the 15-yard line. 19-yard pickup for Kamara. 20 rushes, 140 yards on the ground today for Kamara. Taking advantage of the poor rated run defense. 90 seconds left in this one. Here comes a sneak. Derek Carr. And he's good for a yard. 2nd and 9 at the 14. And Atlanta burns their second timeout. And I got to think you're going to see a couple more runs because that second run would really wind most of the clock of this game away. Here it is, off tackle Jamal Williams. There is a key on Williams, and Jamal Williams busts right through that key, and he breaks through into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints! Jamal Williams got the short gain on the defensive card despite the key. 14-yard touchdown run. And the Falcons, with the extra point, open up a 27-15 lead on the Falcons. Saints fans are on their feet and dancing in the Superdome as the Falcons are on the verge of improving to 5-0 in the division and 9-1 with the best record in the NFC right now. Falcons have the ball down a couple scores, just 60 seconds remain. Here's a run up the middle to Bijan Robinson, and he's going to get a nice run. 15-yard pickup. Got a +5 with a couple of boxes to boot. Second time he's double boxed his way for an additional 10 yards. Falcons aren't going to worry about the timeout, trailing by a couple scores. We're down to 30 seconds left, and this will likely be the last play of the game. There's a 3-yard run from Bijan. One second remains on the clock. And Penix out of the shotgun's going to throw it, and it's no good. Tried to hit Darnell Mooney. We've reached the end here in New Orleans. The Saints are perfect in the division, 5-0 after completing their season sweep of the Falcons here tonight. Final score from the Superdome, Saints beat the Falcons 27-15. They outgained them with 466 yards of offense to 296 for the Falcons. 3 forced fumbles by the Falcons defense. Or I should say 2 on defense, 1 was special teams. Nevertheless, 3 lost fumbles. Helped to keep Atlanta in this one. They fall to 2-8 on the year. Michael Penix did do a little bit better than Derek Carr in the game. Going 8 of 16. Cousins just had 36% completions. But Derek Carr was awesome for the Saints. 23 of 29. 267 yards. 1 touchdown, no picks, a 116 rating. Bijan Robinson and Alvin Kamara both went over 120 yards rushing in this game. Next up for the Saints, they'll still be at home for the second of a 3-game homestand. This one against the AFC team. The Cleveland Browns will be coming to town. For the Atlanta Falcons, they will also be against the AFC next week, but they'll be on the road as they travel to Denver to face David Kukafka and the Denver Broncos. We're going to give it just a moment longer to make sure our coaches aren't coming in for a post-game interview. All right. So we are back to wrap up the broadcast. We thought we had a doubleheader tonight. My apologies. It turns out that the AFC game had been rescheduled. So we'll keep our eye out for that upcoming Bengals and Ravens game. But we did get our NFC game in tonight. Final score again, 27-15, Saints over Falcons. And we'll be keeping an eye as the USFFL. We only have like 5 games played. So it's going to be a busy weekend in the USFFL, and we'll try to keep you posted as developments continue to persist in the best Stratomatic league you'll find as we all hunt for that Harlan McLean trophy. This is the USFFL signing out for tonight.